Hello everyone, I Kundan Chandrakar welcome you all to the SWAYAM online course lecture on safety tips for working at height. In this video, we are going to learn about briefly safety tips, safety in scaffolding, safety tips for ladder working and etc. Here are the contents we will cover in this our lecture. The first one is the safety tips for working at height, safety for ladder work, safety tip for scaffolding, working at height, safety precautions, safety tips for lifelines, the safety do and don'ts of working at height, and the last one is a conclusion. Let us discuss the important point. The first important point is the safety tips for working at height. Working at height can be dangerous, but with proper safety precautions, you can minimize the risk. Here are the some important safety tips for working at height. The first one is use the right equipment. Always use appropriate personal protective equipment such as hard hats, safety harness, non-slip footwear and gloves. Let us discuss the second point is inspection equipment regularly. Before each use, inspection all equipment including ladder, scaffold and fall protection gears to ensure they are in good working conditions. The next point is choose the right ladder for scaffolding. Select the correct type of and size of the ladder or scaffold for the job. Ensure the ladder or scaffold is on stable and level ground before use. Let us discuss the another point is a guardrail and toy board. Install guardrail and toy board on elevated platform to prevent falls. The next important point is a fall protection. Use fall protection system like guardrail, safety net or personal fall arrest system, harness and lifeline when working at height above a certain threshold. The specific height requirement can vary by jurisdictions. The another point is a proper training. Ensure all workers are trained in working at height and the safe use of equipments. The next is only allow trained and authorized personnel to work at height. The next point is plan the work. Develop a work plan that included safety measures and identifies potential hazard. The next is communicate the plan to the worker involved. Weather condition. Be aware of weather conditions as wind, rain or snow can increase the risk of accident. Avoid working at height during adverse weather conditions. The next point is a secure tool and materials. Secure all tool and materials to prevent them from falling. The next point is maintain a clean work area. Keep the work area clean and organized to reduce the risk of tipping or slipping. The next point is keep a safe distance. Maintain a safe distance from the edge when working near unprotected edge or opening. The next point is no horseplay or distraction. Avoid horseplay, distraction or using electronic device while working at height. The next point is a rescue plan. Have a rescue plan in place in case of fall or equipment. All workers should know the plan and train in rescue procedures. The next point is a communicate. Maintain clear communication among working at height and those on the ground. The next point is a emergency procedures. Know the locations of first aid kits and emergency exits. Have a plan in place for summoning help in case of the emergency. The next important point is regular training and updates. Keep worker updated on the latest safety procedure and conduct regular safety training sessions. The next important point is reporting hazards. Encourage workers to report any unsafe condition or hazard implemented to their sites. The next important point is stay sober. Avoid alcohol, drug and any substance that may impair judgment or corresponding when working at height. Remember that safety should always be a top priority when working at height. By following these safety tips and being vigilant, you can reduce the risk accident and injuries. Accidentally always addressing to the local safety regulation and guideline, as they may vary depending on the location and industry. Let us discuss the 4 steps to ladder safety. The first step is deciding when to use a ladder, inspecting your ladder, setting up your ladder, and the last is climbing your ladder. Let us discuss briefly about the first point, deciding when to use a ladder. Use a ladder when you cannot safely reach an object or product in a overhead locations. Whenever possible, try to arrange behavior item on lower shelves and lighter weight item on the upper shelves. Organize more popular product on lower shelves and quickly accessibility. Store slower moving item on higher level where a ladder would be required. Organize your storage room to limit and reduce ladder use. Let us discuss the another important point is inspecting your ladder. Select the right size ladder for the job. Ensure your ladder is appropriate for the job and will support you and your load. Before use, check the condition of your ladder. Do not use ladder with loose, broken and missing rungs, screw or bolts. If your ladder is unsafe, report it to your manager. Make sure the feet are clean, rest securely on the ground and resist slipping. Store your ladder safely. Tie the ladder of the avoiding tripping. Don't use your ladder for other than its intended purpose. Let us discuss another important point is setting up your ladder. When carrying a ladder, hold it near the center and keep it close to your body, or use 2 people to move the ladder, 1 person at each end. Rest the base of the ladder on a dry, solid, even surface free from debris. If possible, have someone hold the ladder to provide added security. Secure your surrounding. If your ladder is set up near an doorway or high traffic area, use the barricaded or warning signs. Always place the ladder at the right angles to the work. Let us discuss another point is climbing your ladder. Use proper shoes with clean non-slip shoes on the ladder. Never climb a ladder with high needle shoes. Always face the ladder when going up or down. Keep your body centered between the slide on the ladder. Make sure only one person at the time of ladder. Use the 3-point contact method. Ensure that both free and one hand or 2 hand and 1 foot are in contact with the ladder at all times. Always face the ladder when going up or down. Keep your body centered between the slides of the ladder. If you cannot safely reach or carry a product on the ladder, call for help. Ensure the top rungs of the ladder is between your waist and head. If example, you think the resting against the ladder, never climb on the last few rungs of a ladder. Positions the ladder with arm reach of the product, you are seeking more the ladder if necessary, never overreached. When reaching for an item, ensure you reached directly in front of you, not to the slides. Don't use the ladder in a horizontal position as a scaffold, planks or runway. Never leave a ladder set up and unwanted. Always put your ladder when your job is completed. Never use a step ladder or a straight ladder by leaning it against a wall. Do not walk or shift the ladder while on it. Let us discuss the final thought. Never take a shortcut in ladder safety. After a fall, it is a long road back to recovery. Fall or not laughing matter. As the old joke goes, the worst part of the fall is the suddenly stop at the bottom. Be careful. Let us discuss the important another point is that employees do the darndest things. Are not you glad you work in tourism and not constructions? Here are the next topic, safety tips for scaffolding. Working on scaffolding can be hazardous if not done safely. It is crucial to follow proper safety procedure to prevent accident and injuries. Here are the some safety tips for working on scaffolding. The first one is a training and competency. Ensure that all workers using or working on scaffolding are properly trained, competent and familiar with safety procedure. Second is a qualified personnel. Have a qualified person inspect and approve the scaffold before use at the regular interval during use. The third point is a secure foundation. Set up the scaffolding on stable and level ground. Use base plate, mud steel or adjustable screw jacks to provide a secure foundations. The next point is a proper assembly. Erect scaffolding following the manufacturer instruction and design specific. Never modify scaffolding component unless approved by a qualified engineer. The next important point is a guardrail and toy board. Install guardrail, midrail and toy board on all the open sides and end of the scaffold to prevent falls. Ensure they meet the required height and strength standard. The next point is access point. Provide safe access to and from the scaffolds such as ladder or stair towers and ensure they are securely attached. The next important point is a fall protection. Use fall protection equipment including safety harness and lifelines when working on scaffold at height above a certain threshold following application regulation regarding fall protections. The next important point is load capacity. Never exceed the scaffold maximum load capacity. Clearly label the load capacity on the scaffold and ensure all workers understand it. The next point is a regular inspection. Conduct daily inspections of scaffolding before each work shift to the identify any damage, lost components or hazards. Document these inspections. Planking and platforms. Use steady undamaged scaffolding planks and platforms that are free from defects. Ensure they are properly secure to the scaffold frames. The next is a fall arrested system. If using personal fall arrested system, make sure they are properly anchored to the structure, sound, point and use correctly. The next important point is a safe work practices. Keep the scaffolds clear of the tool and material when not in use. Do not overcrowd the scaffold with worker or material. Never climb on the cross braces or stand on the top rail of the scaffolds. The next important point is a weather condition. Pay attention to weather condition. High winds, rain and ice can make scaffold more hazardous. So, work should be postponed during addressing weather. The next important point is electrical hazards. Keep scaffolds at least 10 feet away from power lines to avoid electrical hazards. The next point is communications. Maintain clear communication among workers on the scaffolds, those on the ground and supervision. The next point is training refreshers. Provide periodic refreshing training or scaffolding safety to the all worker to reinforce best practices. Next important point is emergency procedure. Develop and communications emergency procedure for scaffold related accident or emergencies include rescue plan. Documentation. Keep detailed records of scaffolding inspection, training and any incidents or near misses can be documented record. Remember that scaffolding safety is a shared responsibility. Worker, supervisor and employer must all play their part in ensuring that scaffolding is used safely and that everyone goes home unwarped at the end of the workday. Compliance with the safety regulation and standard is crucial to maintaining a safe work environment on scaffolding. Let us discuss the another important point is a working at height safety precautions. Below are 6 important fall and safety precautions. It is a not exhaustively list, but many workplaces can benefit from this best practice. Guidelines for the working at height. You will notice that this list include different level of hierarchy of hazards and control. For more through help, you can connect with the safety consult at Safety by Design. The first important point is a perform a job safety analysis. Job safety analysis simply means that you can break down the entire job or the entire construction site into individually tasks. Don't be afraid to be too detailed. Once you can catalog the individual task, highlight any area of concern. For instead, if the job requires a lot of work to be performed at height, you might be particularly concerned about providing working at height training for your workforce. The second important point is identifying potential hazard. Every worker should be on the lookout for potential hazards in their work area. One of these way to improve job safety is to teach your personnel and identify potential risks, so you can take measure to eliminate minor problem before they become longer issues. The third one is ensure all safety rules. Manager should enforce all safety precautions while working at height and should also resist the temptation to ease of the enforcing them. As time goes on, familiarity does not make the danger go away. The discipline in enforcement the rules in best of the everyone in the end. Let us discuss the another main point is a provide proper and inspected PPE. Managers should provide PPE when the situations requires it. However, it is not enough to provide fall protection safety equipment. Workers should be trained in how to use it and how to inspect it continuously. Eye and face protection is only useful when it functions properly. So, employer should do everything within their power to ensure it will. Inspections should be thorough and frequent. An excellent way to establish this is include inspection in your company, height work permit and discuss above. The next important point is accurately calculate fall distance. It may seem silly to maintain this, but this important detail can be easily miscalculated. It is intuitive to assume that a 15-foot harness would be adequate for the 20-foot fall. This, however, would fail to calculate the worker height and any slacks the harness or anchor point would have from the force of the fall. A worker who was 6 feet tall would have the hit the ground while wearing his useless harness. A fall protection plan for working at height is pointless if fall distance are miscalculated. The sixth important point is add guardrail when possible. Guardrail are an excellent option for protecting employees working at height. These precautions allow worker to be possibly safe. They may even be safe working at height without a harness. It can be helpful to avoid adding step to their work progress, like managing and inspecting extra equipment. Instead, worker can simplify stay with the railing. Worker will have to set up those guardrail, so make sure those worker have to be trained and given proper PPE for the task. The next important point is use ladder correctly. Ladder can be significant safety hazard when misused. When using of a ladder, always remember three things. The first is extend the ladder 3 feet past the level which you are climbing. For every 4 feet that the ladder rises, place it is 1 foot from the structure. Maintain 3 points of contact, example one hand 2 feet at all times. Given the hazards associated with working at height, OSHA ladder safety training might be among your priorities when offering workplace safety tips and training. Let us discuss the next point is a determine proper anchoring point. The anchoring point to which safety harness are attached must be adequately stable to hold if a fall occurs. The force of the fall significant, therefore, the anchoring point should be something solid like a structural beam, or it should be determined by the engineer. The next important point is regularly inspect equipment. Perform regular inspections to ensure that your equipment is working correctly. This inspections is essentially important for equipment that rises workers from the height, such as ladder, cherry picker and other machinery. Let us discuss the another main point is a safety test for lifelines. Minimum breaking strength 2000 kg, protected from abrasive and cutting edge. Workmen should not hold it for balance. The lifeline should be minimum of 20 mm dia wire rope. Not more than 2 persons shall be permitted to attach their lanyards to the single horizontal lifeline at one time. The lifeline shall be anchored between 2 posts support not more than 6 meters apart. No more than 1 person may tie of the vertical lifeline. Safety tip for anchor point must be independent of the working surface, capable of supporting mean 2000 kg, located at or above shoulder height. Safety tip for lanyard not longer than 1.8 meter, should have shock absorbing properties, trying to not prohibited from lanyard to lifeline. It shall not break under the minimum load of 2000 kg. The lanyard shall meet the requirement of IS 3521 or equivalent. The next point is a safety tip for snap hook. Inspect regular against wear distortion etc. Two nap hooks shall not be connected to each other. The next point is a safety tip for body harness. Inspect regularly against abrasions, broken stretching, missing hardware. instruct the worker about the use of and the care of the same. Let us discuss the another main point is a working at height examples. Installation and painting of overhead cranes, monorails, conveyors, piping, insulation of overhead piping, erection and painting of tank chimneys, construction of exterior brickwork and finishing and cladding work, erection of dismantling of scaffold, working on pile driving ring, working on fragile roof, working on a ladder and working on trestle. Let us discuss the another main point is the safety do and don'ts for working at height. Working at height do points. Do as much work as you can while you are on the ground. Do make sure that the employees can safely to and from the area of where they are working at height. Do ensure that the equipment that you are using on the job is strong, stable and suitable enough to get the job done. Inspect and maintain them regularly. Do be careful when you are working near to the fragile surface. Do ensure that you are protected from falling objects. Do make preparation for emergency excavation and rescues. Let us discuss the don't points. Don't overload the ladder that they are working on with equipment or materials. Don't try to reach too far when the ladder or step ladder. Don't use ladder or step ladder to do the entire heavy and extensively tasks. Only use them to do work from the quick and light. Don't allow incompetent worker to work at height. Don't lean or place the ladder on fragile surface. Don't stay quiet when you feel someone in compromising their own safety or safety of others. Let us discuss the last important point is a conclusion. In conclusion, working at height can present numerous risks, but proactively identifying hazards and implemented appropriate control measures can significantly mitigate this risk, whether it is a preventing fall from height, addressing unstable working surface, ensure the safety of lifting equipment or any other of the hazards we are outlined. It is critical that employees are diligent in their effort to ensure worker safely. Ensure comprehensive training, the correct use of personal protective equipment or consistent addressing to safety regulation is crucial. Regular safety inspection and maintenance routine should be part of work that involve working at height. With this, we will end our today's lecture here. Thank you for watching this video.
Mobile scaffold shall only be used and moved on surfaces sufficiently firm and level to ensure stability. Use ladder or steps provided in the scaffold to climb up or down. Do not step on cross bracings. Do not overload the mobile scaffold. Move the mobile scaffold only by manually pushing or pulling at the base. Remember to lock the wheels when towers are in use. No person or material is permitted to remain on a mobile scaffold while it's being moved. Do not extend from the working platform as it may tilt the scaffold. Always use the proper access and egress provided in the scaffold. Do not sit or lean on the scaffold hand railings. Do not overload the scaffold platforms. Use the double lanyard safety harness and the fall arrestor while climbing up or down the scaffold. Never throw anything from the scaffold. They may injure the person standing below. Do not leave any gap while placing the walkway platform boards.